This is the Fox 5 News Block.
Breaking news, the jury in the Daniel Penny manslaughter trial is deadlocked. They're asking the judge for clarification on determining the use of force. And the manhunt resumes in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Where do authorities stand now on this investigation? Good evening, good afternoon rather. I'm Duarte Geraldino. Welcome to the News Block. Those stories in a moment, but first, here's a live look outside right now. Wow, what a beautiful day. But let's see if it's getting any warmer. Let's bring in Nick Gregory for a first look at the forecast. Nick?
Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's like January out there for sure, Duarte. We're talking temperatures right now only in the low to middle 30s. Again, right at the freezing mark there. White Plains to Sussex, not above freezing in Scranton. 37 at Newark, but again, that's kind of the outlier. And the wind is still also the story of the day. Gusty out of the northwest at sustained speeds of 15 to 20, gusting 30 miles an hour in many spots. And that's putting wind chill numbers down into the lower 20s. So you definitely need to prepare for that if you're heading out this evening. And not much is going to happen. We have snow showers off to the north and west, but our futurecast is going to show that that's not going to be a problem. We'll have a few clouds around tonight, but it's going to be cold. 10 o'clock, upper 20s to about 30, and then everybody goes into the 20s tonight, maybe some upper teens out the door tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, sunshine, a little breezy at times, a little recovery, upper 30s tomorrow, but then we'll really start to see the recovery as we head on in towards Sunday. By the afternoon on Sunday, we'll be back into the upper 40s. That will be a lot better, Duarte.
Looking forward to that. Breaking news, the jury in the Daniel Penny manslaughter trial is saying they're deadlocked, but the judge is saying no. Keep trying. Now the jury is asking the judge for clarification on determining the use of force. Joining us now with more on this is Emran Ansari. He is an attorney and former Brooklyn district attorney, rather assistant district attorney. Emran, thank you for joining us right now. There's a lot of questions right now. This Allen charge, what is the Allen charge and how does it relate to this case?
The Allen charge goes back to an old case, Allen versus the United States, and it allows the judge to instruct the jury that if they're deadlocked and they're in the midst of deliberations, they send a note out to the judge saying that they can't reach a unanimous verdict. He's not calling or she's not calling a mistrial, and the judge tells the jury to say, go back to that deliberation room, try again, try talking to your fellow jurors, analyzing the evidence, and try to come to a unanimous verdict on the case. So it's basically telling the jurors, saying your work's not done yet. I'm not letting you call it quits and calling it a mistrial. And I'm asking you to go back into that deliberation room, still talk to each other and see if you can come to a unanimous verdict.
The whole city is torn by this case. I'm not surprised that they're deadlocked, but having a judge tell them go back and deliberate more, what's likely to happen inside that chamber? What can be different?
Well, Duarte, for a case like this, the amount of time that the jurors have been deliberating, it's not too long. It hasn't been days on end. It's been a few days, but this is a complicated case, and you said it yourself. It's divided the city, and clearly it's divided this jury. So what could change? Well, we don't know how many of those jurors are saying guilty, how many of them are saying not guilty. But what's going to happen is that the conversation ideally will continue between those jurors. And they're going to be talking about their points of view, what evidence they think is strong for guilt, what is strong for acquittal, and ultimately talking more amongst themselves to see if they can work out the differences and come to a unanimous verdict.
Very quickly, they're asking for clarification on determining use of force. What could have been misunderstood here?
Well, these charges that the jury gets from the judge, sometimes it leads to confusion. They don't know exactly how the charges will be applied to the facts. And the use of force here is everything. Was Daniel Penny justified in his actions? And if he's justified, that's going to lead them to an acquittal. If they find that the use of force was excessive and not justified, they're going to come back with a guilty verdict. And that's why that question is so important here.
Emran Ansari, thank you so much for joining us and for that clarity.
Thanks for having me.
Well, the search is still on for the suspect in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Cops have been in and out of the HI New York City hostel trying to get answers. The alleged killer, according to sources, got to New York City on a Greyhound bus, used a fake New Jersey driver's license to check into the hostel, and this guy apparently has a little bit of personality. Authorities say he pulled down his mask to smile and flirt with the receptionist after she asked to see his face. It's believed this guy planned his Wednesday morning attack on United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Police say the gunman followed the CEO to the New York Hilton Midtown and shot the CEO multiple times. Now, as the CEO lay dying, the gunman took off on an e-bike into Central Park. Now, as a hint of the level of premeditation involved in this particular case, law enforcement sources are confirming the words delay, defend, depose were written on the ammunition used to kill Thompson. Now to a Fox 5 exclusive. Our Lisa Evers joins police as they arrest multiple alleged gang members. These people are all charged in connection with 9 different shootings. In total, 11 people were arrested. They're facing 57 charges, including attempted murder and gun possession. Prosecutors say, as part of an ongoing turf war, they tried to kill rival gang members. Fox 5's Lisa Evers has an exclusive that you are only going to see right here.
Making this right on 104th. Copy. Are we in contact with Warren? Get out of the way.
We were embedded with the NYPD's Gun Violence Suppression Division and supporting units as they implemented Operation Deadliest Catch. It took them months of investigations and thousands of hours to get to this moment. Their goal? Take shooting suspects they say are the worst of the worst off the streets.
Their recklessness, the fact that they'll go out there, they'll shoot up a house, they'll shoot up a bus, they don't care who's around. We know bullets have no names, and they have no regard for human life.
The police are asking us to put on these bulletproof vests because many of the suspects that they're about to take down today are wanted for violent gun offenses. Before we hit the streets, Assistant NYPD Chief Jason Savino addresses officers from the Gun Violence Suppression Division and supporting squads including warrants and the 113th Detective Squad, reminding them of the incident in the surveillance video. 2 cars roll up to a house, park, and then they jump out shooting with an entire family asleep inside.
2 cars, 4 guns, riddle that house with bullets, with children sleeping inside. Think about that for a second, right? Those 4 guns come back to an additional 17 shootings.
At this undisclosed location, the police get their assignments, which will take them to various locations in Queens. Since the start of the Gun Violence Suppression Division in 2021, police say there's been double-digit declines in both the number of shooting incidents and the number of shooting victims in New York City.
From here, you know, you guys are just going to go straight to your individual hits.
So the detectives have their files and they have their assignments, and now they're going to pick up the suspects. The case subjects are 11 members of the 8-Tray Moving Crips gang. Queens DA Melinda Katz, who has made working with police to get guns off the streets and bring down gun violence a top priority, says those gang members found guilty will pay for their crimes.
The 57-count indictment charging 11 defendants with conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, attempted assault, reckless endangerment, and the criminal possession of a weapon.
Me and my be stepping. If he's talking no bro, we gon' send him.
2 of those indicted are aspiring drill rappers Amir Harris, who goes by Mir EBK. EBK stands for Everybody's Killer. His rapping partner is Seth Johnson, who goes by Sav G. While many drill rappers are successful artists and not involved in crime, some are, says Captain Ryan Gillis. He says they use their lyrics to inflame their rivals called ops.
So the drill rap connection seems to always be a common theme in these investigations. Some people have more clout or more noteworthiness than others, but there's always a few members of the crew that take pride and like to antagonize the other opposition gangs.
Right now we're part of a stack of police vehicles heading onto the Grand Central Parkway to the first location. We have an exclusive look with the detectives as they are taking us into the neighborhoods in southeast Queens that they say were terrorized by these shooters. Officers go into this house and surround the yard to make sure the suspect does not escape. They put their lives on the line to give this community and the people living here the safety they deserve. The officers from the Gun Violence Suppression Division, along with officers and detectives from the warrant squad, just went into this house right here to try and bring out one of the suspects. We just got word that one of the main suspects has been taken into custody, so we're going to the 111th precinct right now. One by one, the suspects are brought in to be booked on serious felony charges, ranging from weapons possession to attempted murder. Mr. Tanis, police say that you gave young teenagers guns. Is that true? So this is where all the suspects are being taken in here, right?
Yeah, we're bringing all the suspects here subsequently to the investigation.
And then what about this case troubles you the most?
We have a 33-year-old individual that's essentially orchestrating these shootings. He's recruiting younger individuals, younger impressionable individuals at that. And what is he doing? Putting guns in their hands and telling them where to shoot and who to shoot.
The shooting incidents in this case occurred from March of 2021 through December of 2022.
We allege that the main goal of this violence is a turf war.
If the defendants in this case are found guilty, they're looking at the possibility of anywhere from 3 years to life behind bars. In the newsroom, I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News.
Thanks, Lisa. So the iconic Notre-Dame Cathedral in Paris, well, it's going to be reopening this weekend. It's been closed to the public since 2019 when the cathedral was damaged in that horrible fire. Well, special services are going to include the reopening of the cathedral's doors and an inaugural mass. Dozens of world leaders, including President-elect Donald Trump, are expected to be there for the reopening. Great stuff. Let's take a look outside. Look at that weather. It's just perfect, clear skies. But will it last? Let's bring in meteorologist Nick Gregory for a first look at the forecast. Nick?
It is going to last, and it is going to eventually warm up as we go through the weekend, though. That's something to look forward to. Snow showers are still flying up north, so we're not really worried about those. Neither are the snow showers across Michigan. We're not going to worry about those. The wide view shows a lot of dry weather, though, in the middle part of the country. So we take a look at our futurecast, and it stays that way tonight. The wind will still be a bit breezy at times, and even tomorrow, a touch breezy at times, but we'll have lots of sunshine as temperatures climb into the upper 30s. That's still about 10 degrees below average. Snow showers to our north tomorrow night. That's part of that leading edge of the milder air that's going to move in for Sunday, and that milder air comes into next week, but unfortunately by then it's going to come in with some rain. Tonight, 28 in town, closer to 20 in those colder suburbs. A few clouds will be around, still that little gusty west-northwesterly breeze. Tomorrow, sun along with some clouds, breezy at times, we'll say. High 38, but again, that's almost 10 degrees below the average. Check out the 7-day. There's our nice jump on Sunday to 48 degrees with sun and clouds. Rain will arrive by about midday Monday, and certainly in Monday afternoon, Monday night, 49. Still some showers Tuesday, but then we're in the mid-50s. Rain is back for Wednesday, 56. We dry it out, but turn windy and back to seasonally chilly air for Thursday and Friday, mostly in the lower 40s. But at least we'll have some sunshine at that point. Duarte?
At least, but we get rain, but warmer weather. I don't know which one I want.
It's a trade-off, right? Always a price.
Thanks so much. And that's your news blog for right now. I'm Duarte Geraldino. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in to the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on Fox Local for all the day's news as it develops. We'll see you back here tomorrow.